I was the resident coordinator in Uruguay, one of the original pilot countries, and one of the things that the Delivering as One approach permitted was more interesting human rights-based programming. The example I always like to speak about is prison reform. Uruguay knew it needed to reform its prison system as a follow-up to a special rapporteur on human rights. The UN system, working together, worked on women's prisons, how to have legal work in prisons, how to train prison workers on a human rights-based approach, and how to work with the authorities on the modernization of the prison system with a rights-based approach. In that joint program, ILO, for instance, worked on the review of legislation to make it legal for prisoners to work and that social benefits would be paid to them and their families. This was the type of program that we never could have done unless we were working as the UN system in a joined-up way. The other major change was in the way our country team was organized. The leadership for thematic teams was shared. UNICEF led a team, World Health Organization led a team, UNFPA led a team, so that the incentive for success wasn't just that of the resident coordinator, but by the other international members of the team, so they really felt vested to work with the program officers from across the system. And finally, it enabled us to take a more visible advocacy approach on some really key difficult issues, whether those were in the human rights area, whether it was about domestic violence, women's rights, the rights of lesbian and transgendered people, or if it was about environmental issues. But it allowed us to raise our voice and speak in a more visible way on issues that are really key issues in the UN. So as we look forward with the SDGs, I think this is going to be very important, because some SDGs will be easy and some will be harder. And the ones that will be harder, I think really the voice of the UN system working together can be much more effective.